Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Samantha Hannah. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
What are you talking about?
You.
Why do you always got to talk about me?
Because you're so fun to talk
So
about.
fun. Oh, man. That's good.
You're so fun.
I know. I'm a big ball of laughs is what I am. Huge ball of laughs.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that, or you can say that.
I can see that.
Well, Trent, thank you for the coffee.
Oh, you're very welcome. I hope
Yes.
you enjoy the
Good coffee.
drum.
I'm just wondering, since we're doing a evening show, why I don't have a real drink and I still have coffee.
Well, because we had this conversation before. What happens if you give you a real drink? You're going to have ice in it.
Clink, clink, clink.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, but he still wanted to have the conversation.
But what if we didn't use ice? We don't have to. I could be like James Bond, and I need ice in that shit.
Oh, he just needs a straight shot of something, is what
Yeah,
he's saying, because
like
that's how
man
he
style.
rolls.
Be like Indiana Jones. Be like whiskey.
Would you like me to go back downstairs and
Yeah, go get him a
the
shot,
bottle,
please.
The
No, I'm
bottle.
fine.
Forget the shot. I'll just get the 32-ounce bottle.
It's cozy. I mean, it's warm and cozy. Welcome to
Well, then
Around the
we could
Reel.
play your drinking game.
Oh
We
yeah,
had that whole big bottle of...
No, we're gonna talk about something there. But welcome to Around the Reel, everybody.
Greetings, everyone.
Yes,
Hello.
we are ready to do our show today, and we have a special guest. Ralph is with us.
Hello.
Ralph is a writer, actor, and director. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And a pretty cool guy so far.
I try.
I know. I do too. I do too.
So in other words, he doesn't fit in.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Maybe.
You'll be good to go, man. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing pretty
It's the 18th hour of the day, so let's do this.
Yeah, you're not going to be here this weekend. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm taking my wife, and we're going away.
Sweet.
All right. Well, it was nice knowing you.
Hey, Aaron,
I'd
when are you
tell you-
gonna?
I'd tell you
when are we
where-
gonna go away?
I was just waiting for Chuck to finish the sentence before I answered that. So go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'd tell everybody where, but I don't want our fans to, raid the hotel where we're going to be. So I'm just going to keep it on the down low for now. And then,
sure.
We'll just make some appearances here and there. And,
Wait, what fans?
Sam's on one, Beth. Sam's on one. Anyway, to answer your question, when are we going to do something? I asked you, the other week. We should go down to the beach and pick up the rocks and do the thing so we can gather stuff. And what'd you say?
What are you talking to me?
Just turn me down, bro.
Oh, man.
I know. Turn me down.
Oh, man.
It's all right. It's fine.
hey, as long as you're making the effort and she hears it and sees it, you're good.
Okay. Well,
If
I
she
don't remember
chooses-
the effort. I really
Well, if she
don't.
doesn't
I mean,
remember, then, you can always just go back later and say, hey, remember that time at that place with those people? Wasn't it so much fun?
right?
Yes.
And she'll be like, oh, yeah, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Chuck's house? Yeah, that was awesome.
So
Thanks.
funny. All right. Well, let's get into the show a little bit. So
That's why I have a possum.
we're going to talk with Ralph about some things that I'm excited about for him, and hopefully a lot of other filmmakers out there can get something out of this, because Ralph just made a brand new movie. But before we get into that, I wanted Ralph to tell us about yourself, my man.
What do you want to know?
Well, where are you from, kind of thing.
Oh, okay, all that usual crap.
Yeah.
Well, I was born and raised in Southern California. I lived a year in Arlington, Texas when I was growing up, but for the most part just stayed in California. At 18, I stupidly got married. Joined the Army, served for 5 years, raised 2 kids.
Oh, well.
Yeah, when I got out, I ended up living in Vegas for 9 years. Never wanted to live there that long. It's like surface of the sun hot.
Wait, how do you raise your kids in 5 years? I want the short. How do you get the
you
short
need that
version?
right now, bro.
Well, my oldest daughter was born about 2 years before I got out, and then my youngest was born right after I got out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's daddy, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You dealt with all the shit we deal with.
And then after I lived in Vegas for 9 years, ended up living in Idaho for a few years, got divorced to the first wife,
Okay.
met my second wife, moved here.
All right.
Here I am.
All right, man.
What brought you here? Is she from here?
She's from here. She grew up in Renton. She was living in Maple Valley at the time. I'm a disabled Army vet, and so when my first wife took off, I was basically living off of my disability from the VA. I was getting ready to lose my house, and it was me and my youngest daughter, and
Oh, man.
bitch.
I know.
No. I
understandable.
I get it.
I apologize.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
I
it was
get it.
it was a bad breakup.
Understand.
I had spent my whole adult life to that point with her, and then just 2 days before Thanksgiving, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, she decided, you know what, I'm done. I'm taking my shit and moving in with my mom. So that's pretty much how that went down.
Like,
There is a reason why they're exes. You don't have to feel bad for saying something bad or harsh. I mean, we all have.
Aaron's my current, and I don't feel bad about saying anything
No,
bad.
she calls me an asshole every
like daily,
fucking day.
Daily.
It's actually part of our.
She's an
It's part of our
asshole.
marketing.
It is
Okay,
part of our
okay,
marketing.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
yep.
Well, I mean, it's just only because it's so natural.
No, and it's funny.
had
The reason I ended up here is because I met my current wife online on a online dating site.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And she had always said, I never wanted to date anybody from out of state, but I saw your picture and there was just something about you. And
Dude,
I
that's
was like,
all cliche stuff too.
oh,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And I was like, man, you should be afraid.
You should write that story.
It
How
might
did
be
you
a
meet
different story.
Grinder?
Grinder.
Oh, God, Chuck, that would be yours.
Dude, stay off Grinder, bro. You're too
know.
old for that shit.
I never had a dating app.
Never?
No.
Nope.
You never did one?
Nope.
I don't
Oh,
think
they're
I did.
scary.
Wait.
You did.
I did Match.
You did.
Match.com.
Oh, I did them all.
You did?
Oh, man, I was on Match,
Yeah.
eHarmony, Plenty of Fish,
Dude,
Christian Mingle. I mean, they were
Holy
all
Lord.
over the place.
Oh, did you meet?
He's looking for his. He's looking
You
for
know
his
who I'm
genre.
talking
Yeah,
about.
you might have met my ex on
Yeah,
there,
you
Christian
might have.
Mingle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That, and the funny thing
Did you
is,
meet
But
someone
no,
really
he wouldn't have been
crazy?
here. His ass would have been crucified
well,
already.
the craziest women I met came off of Christian Mingle.
That's
believe
what
it or
I'm
not.
talking about,
funny.
bro.
Was one of them named Jody?
Quite possibly, yes.
Well, I guess that's
would have
putting it out there.
She would have liked to have done something with you, but the trick was getting her out of the house.
Oh, jeez.
That's true. Yeah, you remember you talking to me coming out of the closet? Whew. Trying to get her out of there. She was gone. But anyway,
That's
we
because
don't need to talk about
the boxes
exes.
of wine that were in there.
I mean, the problem is we've got kids with these exes, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And I hate
Is
that
it-
because
is it
there's
the
so
problem?
many things you want to say, and then you're like, damn it, that's my baby's mama.
Yeah.
Well, for me, my older daughter, when my ex took off, she kind of sided with her mom, and
Okay.
we were estranged for a few years. And my younger daughter, she ended up coming with me,
Okay.
and so we're good friends now.
Okay, you guys are all right. How old are your daughters?
My oldest will be 26 in December, and my youngest will be 24 in November.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Good
Yeah,
for
I'm
you.
older than I look.
No, that's
Wait,
all right.
wait. So who was the one playing on the swings that you were watching, or was that from the actual movie line?
That was from the movie.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. Slow down, John.
All right. So before I get into questions, should we play a game?
Sure.
What game do you want to play?
Well, it
this time?
depends on the game.
We should do one smart fella. We haven't done it for a while.
One fart smeller, he smelled farts.
You don't even try.
She can't say it not that way. The
I
trick is to
can't.
have her say
Like,
it
I
that
don't
fast.
know how to say it.
So yeah, one smart fella, he felt smart. Two smart fellas, they felt smart. Three smart fellas, they all felt smart. Boom. You got to
Can
say
you do
it.
that?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, yeah,
I
same.
suck at tongue twisters.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
me
good. It loosens
too.
you up. Little coffee. in
screw
you.
that.
It's good. You want to play? Chuck, it's
He
your
said,
turn. Come on,
screw
bro.
that.
No
Your
one
games
wants-
are cringy. Nobody wants to play your game, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't want to play your game.
Just pick up your ball and go home. I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm like that black kid that no one picked.
Oh
I
my
would've picked
god.
Aaron.
Are
You know
you
what I mean?
kidding me right now?
Wait a minute. I thought you got picked first.
No, only if we play basketball.
Or football.
You weren't picked first for
Every
Foursquare?
time, no, not for Foursquare or tetherball. Never did they pick me.
Well, that's not team sports. If you were waiting to get picked, that was kind of the fault in your own reasoning.
Sure it is. Yeah, it's usually my fault anyway.
That's
why I'm such. That's why I'm such
Can
a
I be on
badass
your
right
team?
now, dude. I'm like
Single
Johnny from
player.
Cobra Kai. No joke, badass.
If you say that one more time, I swear.
Just reach over and turn his mic
It's
off.
okay. I'm gonna do a whole episode
I
one of these days on
I
Cobra Kai
actually
and how
might.
brilliant that fucking
Really?
shit is.
You
Yeah, I
should,
will. I
'cause
will.
you might
Alone.
have a listener
Alone.
and it might be yourself.
Yeah, alone. No, you watch how many listens we get when I talk about that shit.
Okay, whatever.
Telling you.
Ralph, have you had a chance to watch any of these shows? I know you've been busy as in the last couple of months, but Cobra Kai.
I have not watched Cobra Kai, and frankly, I'm not really that interested. Well, here's why. Here's
Okay,
why.
here we go.
My ex-wife was a huge Karate Kid fan.
She ruined it
Oh,
for
it's
you.
kind of like Grease for you, Aaron.
She Grease was her other one. So I fucking hate Grease. I hate Karate Kid. Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Sorry.
You see what I'm
Now
saying?
you're calling her a bitch.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's messed up.
So yeah, I'm not into the Karate Kid franchise.
Oh
there.
man, damn it!
But it was never one of my top 10 movies, top 20 movies. It's not nowhere near the top. So did I watch it when I was a kid? Did I enjoy it? Sure, but it had Elizabeth Shue in it. That's why I liked it.
I know
Oh,
that
same here.
because you're, a creepy fuck. You want to see her with her big boobies back in the day. I get
Well,
it.
hey. You know, I wasn't into Karate Kid, but I did like Elizabeth Shue. So
Well, who didn't?
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great.
she was cute.
Even I liked her too.
She was cute.
You
She
like-
was cute.
You liked all
Yeah,
those
she's-
boys and
I
those
don't know
geese, huh, Aaron?
Well, she got just annihilated in The Boys, which is great. If you haven't watched that yet, okay. Have you seen The Boys yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
It's on my my
okay,
to-do list.
okay,
yeah.
you will love that. You will
yeah.
love that. Anyway, okay. Sorry. We're
After,
gonna sidetrack.
after he's done, helping
Nobody
edit
wants
the
to play
movie
a
and
game
all the
with
stuff
me.
he's been doing.
It's fine. I
Yeah.
got
Nobody
another,
wants to play your game.
I got another game
Sorry.
later. I'm just going to wait it out. But
Okay, well.
okay, let's get back to our kids.
Hope it's better than the drinking game you had last time.
I didn't even do that one.
yeah, obviously.
What was the drinking game?
Well, my idea
Remember
was
the thing he was talking about where he was going to drink every time he said the
any
F
kind of
word or
any kind of bad
something?
word. If I said a bad word, I would have to take a shot, and I was really
I
going to
think you would
focus
get
on.
progressively worse as the show went on.
But I had
You think?
a thing like if you guys caught me saying a bad word, I probably go, oh shit, I said something, fuck. But those don't count because I have a buffer time until I take the shot. You know
He's
what I'm
giving
saying?
himself a buffer.
But I'm not going to play that game because we're going to keep it a family show.
yeah, because no one needs that shit.
This is our explicit family show.
Anyway, so
it's my kind of my
Besides
kind of
that,
family.
there's not enough whiskey here for that.
that's true. That's true. So
It's not whiskey.
it's
Rum. I meant rum. What?
Nothing,
Why are
I
you guys
just-
looking at me like I'm a
not-
bartender or something?
I'm not looking at you. So, Ralph, how'd you get into acting, my man? What started that? How'd you get on this crazy path?
Well, when I was a teenager, my dad worked for a water delivery company in Southern California, and he had the Malibu route. So he had the opportunity to come across a lot of people in the industry, and he used to take me to work with him every once in a while. He was an abusive fucker, but whenever I'd go to work with him, it was a chance to actually meet people in the industry.
Okay.
The very first person I ever met in the industry was Sam Elliott, and he was just cool as hell.
No
and,
shit.
Yeah, and while my dad was doing his water delivery, and sorry, I'm talking with my hands. I
It's
just
okay. It
knocked that
happens.
shit off.
It's all right.
You're good, man.
I actually got the chance to stand there and talk for a few minutes with the Sam Elliott.
How
and it was
old are you, by the way?
I was about 15 at that point.
Man. Okay.
Now, I had done an independent film when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Me and my friends, where I lived in Southern California, we were off playing in the hills around our house, and there were some college students making an independent film. They wanted some kids. It was about kids playing hide and seek and finding a dead body in a trunk of a car.
Badass.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
This was a film?
yeah, it was a
okay.
short film.
You sure it's not a memory?
It could be. It could be.
Repressed memories.
It
These-
could be
these-
because I had a pretty screwed up childhood. But back to your original question.
Yes, sir.
So just over the years, he would take me with him to work every once in a while, and I got to meet a lot of people. I met Madonna one time. She was a bitch.
Ooh,
She was
Salty.
just snotty.
Wow.
I believe it.
So near the end of high school, I had answered an open call for background extras for a untitled Disney film, and I got cast and found out later on that it was Newsies. And so I spent the whole summer after I graduated from high school working on that down on the back lot at Universal in Hollywood.
Wow.
Working with Kenny Ortega, Christian Bale.
Holy shit.
It was a
pretty
very cool
They were still
experience.
Wow. Still, though. That's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Well, that's cool.
It was
Very cool.
really, really cool. After that, I got away from acting for a long time.
Okay.
And then in 2010, my youngest daughter, who was doing drama at school,
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get into film. Lived in Idaho, and I was like, there's no fucking film market in Idaho. Are you kidding me?
Is there anything in Idaho?
It's the potato theater.
Yes.
Idaho Films presents.
You know, and actually, once I got involved in Idaho film, I mean, there is an independent market there. They're their own little niche. But I had found her on Craigslist an audition for some zombie movie that somebody was making, and I took her to the audition. And while I was sitting there with her, the casting director was coming through back from lunch or cigarette break or alcohol bender, I don't remember. And she saw me sitting there, and
The industry standard.
Because I'm an Army veteran, I usually kind of keep clean shaven, hair short.
Sure.
And she's like, "Oh, are you here to audition for General so and so?" And I said, "No, I'm just here with my daughter." And she goes, "Do you want to?" And I, "Okay, sure." And I didn't think anything of it, and so I went and I read. I didn't get that role, but they actually wrote another role for me in the project, and my daughter got cast as an extra. And for me, it was like, hey, you know, this is something my daughter and I can do together, and it's daddy-daughter time. Right. And that meant a lot to me. Mm-hmm. And just from there, one project led to another, to another, to another. I got to work with my daughter a few more times after that, and it just kept going from there.
Wow.
And it kind of put that bug back into me to really
You
go
got bit
after
again,
it.
basically.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
That's
And
cool. Good
I
for the story.
I kept going for years, and you know, here I am a decade later. I've been doing it full-time ever since.
Nice. That's great.
It's been
That's
a fun
good
journey.
Story. Love that.
That is a great story. Like, I don't know, man. It's something about doing this kind of thing and then, you know, dropping out. Because we had that moment when we started and we were so excited. And then we kind of stopped for 5 to 7 years. I don't know the number. But it was a minute there where we kind of just all went a different way.
Right.
But we had this fire to do this back then. And we just all stopped. Life got in the way.
I think with acting and filmmaking in general, once you catch that bug, it never completely goes away.
No. And I was an unhappy fucker when I wasn't doing things.
Oh, yeah.
Like really bad. Like something inside me was missing.
Let me tell you.
Well, and that's how I was for all those years too.
Shut up, Sam.
You know, once I left it after being involved in Newsies for all those years, you know, I was in the Army. I worked the 9-to-5 jobs, and I never felt satisfied. I always felt like there was something missing.
That's how I feel.
You know, and I've always been a fairly creative person, and so it was really difficult for me to just go through that grind for all those years and not be able to scratch that itch. You know.
Yep. I hear you.
So then when I got back involved in acting, I was like, holy shit, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. You know, and it takes somebody to get you there. Your daughter did that for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Sam did that for me.
That's very cool.
And I mean that. You did, and we were talking about this the other day, too.
Aw.
That is
Because
sweet.
the project that we were working on back in the day was this film called The Con that we wrote. And we worked our asses off to get to a certain point. We were so excited because we were using visual effects for the first time. We were doing all this cool shit, and we're like, oh, man, it looks great. You know, and I mean, granted, we were using like 480p DV tape cameras back then, okay?
Well, that was the shiznit.
Yeah,
back then.
it was working, though, right? And we made some pretty cool stuff for what we had, and we were excited about it. And then we stopped. And we were, I don't know, we had maybe the first quarter of that film done, maybe.
If even that, I mean,
Maybe
we
that.
had maybe
we
five
had an
scenes.
idea,
Did we
though.
even have 5 scenes?
We weren't
maybe
real,
of that?
like, into the film industry enough to realize how much really goes into it.
Had you met Chuck by then?
Yeah, I've known him since I was
28 years.
Yeah, we've known each other a long
Damn.
time. I know. And I've been with Sam for going on 15 next year,
years.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's been a
We're
long
not
time to
married,
put up
though.
with him.
Thanks. Let's make sure we point that out.
Married or not, I mean, you've been together in a
Might
committed
as well be.
relationship. You know,
Correct.
so there you go.
Correct. But anyway, we had that time apart. But what was I getting at? Oh, yeah. What you inspired me to
yeah.
do. She loved this story. Now, she hates acting, right? She can't stand
yeah.
it. But when I wrote The Con, she was so into it. She was playing the lead, and she absolutely adored that story. But she was really mad at me.
It was so cool.
She was fucking mad at me for like years. Because that's the one movie I did not
What are you
finish.
talking about? I'm still mad at you.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, because of that, she kept always saying something. Every time we get in an argument, every time we fucking talked about movie stuff, she's like, yeah, you're going to go finish that fucking movie. You didn't finish my fucking movie. You know, she would say shit like that. And it just ate at me all the time. Finally, it inspired me to start talking to everybody, and we figured out how to do it. And then we realized maybe we should just fucking try to see what people think. The movie's way too long. It's a horrible cut. My editing sucked in that movie because I was just so trying hard to just get certain things right. I wasn't focusing on everything, right? But it elevated us to realize that even if we did a choppy, shitty job at something, we were still able to create something, and it built our confidence.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, and it did start getting people's eyeballs, and people were commenting on what we
We
made.
filled the theater with that one.
Yeah, we filled the fucking theater.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, it
filled
was
the-
packed. We had almost 300 people there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the people are
nice.
applauding like fucking crazy at the end of it. And you watch the movie, dude, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's terrible." But it's still
It's pretty bad.
still fun. You know what I mean? You make
Well, that's
something.
a huge confidence booster, though. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
when you stand back and you're hearing all these people and you're like, holy shit.
Holy
Well,
shit.
just
I-
the fact that they all came was
Yeah.
like crazy. I
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this place is almost full. It's crazy.
It was ridiculous. Remember, we were standing behind everybody in the theater, and we looked at each other, and Chuck was like, "What did we get ourselves into?" I was like, "I don't fucking know, dude.
Where did we start?
I'm so sorry. I felt so bad because it was my fucking idea, but it carried on, and now all of us are like so engaged in this. Every aspect of it. Like, we all have our jobs. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. We know who's better at this and who's better at that. What we're trying to accomplish. Our plans that we have. You know, it all makes sense.
Well, and
It's
that's when
all
you know
falling
you've got a
apart.
good team.
Right.
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 And you have a good team, I understand. Yes?
Oh, my gosh. I love my team.
Awesome. Very cool.
Man, they're
And where
awesome.
did you find them at? Just
Well-
all different places, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Some of them are people I've worked with previously. Others are people that I had never worked with before and put out a casting call and did all of that. As far as my actual crew, my team of my crew, my DP, Ben, he and I had worked on a 48-hour film last year.
Okay.
And we're both Army veterans. And
Okay.
so we kind of clicked right away on that set. And then we hadn't spoken for, 9 months, 10 months.
Okay.
Found each other on Facebook, and I remember the first time I approached him about this project, Runaway. I had just finished editing the script, and I sent him a message, and I was like, "Hey, remember me? We worked on that 48-hour film." And he's like, "Oh yeah, hey dude, what's going on?" And I said, "Well, I'm in search of a DP. I really liked what you did on our 48. So how much would you charge me to work on this?" And he's like, "Well, I have a day rate of this and that and this." And I was like, "Well, I don't have a budget that big. Sorry. Thanks anyway."
Right.
But he was, I don't know, something grabbed him. I don't know if it was what I was saying about the story or what. But he was like, "You know what? No, I want to work on this with you." So he was the very first one that I brought on. He and his wife. His wife is going to be editing.
Gotcha.
Co-editing.
Okay.
And then from there, it was just reaching out, trying to find sound, trying to find
Right.
PAs, trying to find lighting, and all that. And Ben and his wife had recently graduated from a film school. I can't remember which one it is. It's out in Tacoma somewhere. But Ben was like, "Hey, get in touch with my instructor and, see what he recommends."
Right.
So I got in touch with his instructor and said, "Send me the absolute best guy you got for lighting, for sound, everything." And he sent me some names. I reached out. And, naturally, going into production, I was like, okay, well, I don't know these people. I've never worked with them. So it was a little nerve-wracking.
Sure.
But, damn, these guys kicked ass. They proved themselves so well. And I, just as we were going through the 3 weeks of production, they continued to just impress me every single day. It was awesome.
You guys all worked good together. Everything gelled.
Oh,
Everything just
man,
smoothly fell into place, right?
Not since I have been in the Army have I found a team of people that I have had to work with on something that we gelled so quickly, so well.
Right.
And it was like, okay, you guys
It's like
are...
magic when that happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, and I even told them several times during production, I was like, you know what? From now on, you guys are my crew.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my team.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
Or as we call it, family.
Family.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
family.
and that's the big thing. We wrapped up last Sunday, and I'm sure you guys probably saw the video I put on Facebook.
Oh, dude, I loved
Absolutely.
You
That's
know,
awesome.
I couldn't help it.
You were tearing up, huh?
Oh, I
At
was
the
full
end,
on
yeah.
crying.
Oh.
I was
He's
in
not
the,
going to downplay it. No, I was
no,
just,
Yeah,
I was in the final scene, and it was a flashback scene for my character. And the reason that we saved that one for last is because I had to be all cleaned up and shaved and hair trimmed a little bit and look a little bit younger. And
Sure.
we did 2 takes on that final scene, and Ben tells me, "Hey, do you want to look at the playback?" And so I get up and I stand behind the camera and I'm watching the playback, and I couldn't even call the wrap on the project. I just stood there and just started.
You just got kicked straight in the nuts.
Yeah, you know,
You
it was just everything, all the work, and you know, the bonding with the people and everybody else. It just kind of hit me all in that one moment. And so Ben's like, "Yeah, I guess that's a wrap, guys." And he came over and gave me a big hug, and you know, and it was just, it was an amazing experience that I had never felt before.
Right.
Super cool.
That's fucking badass.
That's
I remember,
really cool.
not to pull away from what you were creating, because I want to talk to you more about Runaway. When we were making The Outrider, we had a couple shots that we still needed at the end. So when we wrapped this big production that we tried to accomplish, right, and got everybody done, we wrapped it, but we were like, fuck, I forgot those 2 shots. I need 2 shots. Everybody's gone now. I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, so I went all by myself to do these things at the location, like a night or 2 later, alone. And I was sitting there by myself.
Sam didn't come with you?
No.
She was done.
I don't think it wasn't that he didn't want to.
No,
I think I wanted to go on my.
working.
I think
I
you
was
were.
working.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Anyway,
But I decided to do it by myself, and I went out there, and it was so quiet, and I was just sitting there for like a half hour by myself, just sitting there, and I was just seeing everybody that was at. Because we pretty much shot The Outrider in order, like script wise. We were able to shoot it just we're page by page. You know, we just did it that way. And so it was fresh still, seeing all these extras that we had in this big finale fight that we were doing.
you still saw the faces.
Everybody was still there.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there looking around, and it was so quiet and fucking weird. And I felt like you did. I almost wanted to tear up, but then I was at a church, and I'm like, oh, come on, I got to have balls. So, but no, I seriously had a moment like that. You know what I mean? So I did the 2 shots I needed of my character alone, did a little video like you had done. And when I was driving away, I already felt like, shit, it's over. Like, it's over. Like, we did it, and I'm happy about it, but damn it, it's over. And I don't know that feeling you get. I don't know if it was the same for you, but it's just like this weird, like...
Bittersweet.
Kind of.
It was very bittersweet.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the perfect
yeah.
way to describe it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
man.
exactly
I'm
what
with
it
you.
was.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, and I'm like, now what am I going to do?
Edit.
Edit.
Edit,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
start
I mean, yeah, but you know, when you're working with everybody and collaborating like that, it's
Well,
just
it's funny for me. I've always tried to live my life with the belief of once one door closes, another one opens.
you're
Yeah,
absolutely right,
yeah.
and that's true. But,
You know, but when you're in that moment, at least for me, I kind of forgot that. You know, it was just in that moment. Oh my God, this is over. It's done. All of the work, all of the planning, all of the people that were involved, and you know, I think a few days later now, I think the thing that I'm missing the most is seeing those people almost every day.
yeah, yeah,
You know, because they became my family for 3 weeks.
Right.
And some of them a little bit longer because they were involved in the pre-production.
right.
I miss them.
You have to walk away with a sense of accomplishment
Oh,
and
hell
all
yeah.
of that, though. And like, you've got to be proud of yourself, especially for getting something done with all this COVID.
Oh, God,
I
that
mean,
was a
how did you
nightmare.
even
It's right on my
do
list
that?
here, so you might as well roll right into
Yeah,
that.
that was a
we're dying
nightmare.
to know. We're dying to know how you did that.
Yeah, we were, because we had a production getting ready to start when this hit. I mean, we just casted the same damn thing. We were ready to roll, and you know, as a team, we decided let's just see where this goes first. Let's just wait, and we're still waiting.
Well,
So what'd you do, man?
in pre-production, I did a lot of research on what is allowed and what isn't allowed. I talked to friends of mine that work down in the industry in Hollywood. Hey, you know, what's going on the larger sets down there now that things have kind of started to open? How are they doing it? Now, on an independent budget, you kind of have to, I guess, skirt it a little bit.
Sure.
No, and I'll explain what I mean.
Yeah.
On the larger sets, they are doing everything that I did on my set, with one exception. Down there, they're doing COVID testing 3 times a week.
Right.
It's mandatory COVID testing for everybody in the cast and crew. I didn't have the money to pay for that. So what I did was encouraged my cast and crew throughout production and even before we began, hey, go get COVID tested. I had a couple of people, hey, are you going to pay for it? Well, I don't have the budget for that. So go find yourself a free testing center
Facility,
somewhere,
yeah.
you know, and go get tested.
Right, you're going to be in the fucking movie. Go get your ass tested.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
One of the other things that I did was I hired a COVID safety supervisor who was certified in safe sets.
How'd you find that person?
He actually wanted to be an actor in the film.
Okay.
And he told me during his submission that he had his COVID safe sets certification. And I said, well, wait a minute. You might be a better fit for the COVID safety guy. Right. And you just kind of keep everybody in check while we're filming. So one of the things that he did was everybody who was not on camera had to be wearing a mask and space apart as much as possible. Okay. You know, obviously you can't do that at all times, like with the crew, because, you know, you got to get in there with the Slade. And, you know, sound's got to be kind of close by. But we kept that up.
The best you could.
The other thing was with meals. There was no like buffet style meals. Everybody had their own individual meals. So I mean, it made it a little
Pack a lunch, motherfucker.
Well, you know, I actually considered that.
You were PB&J's with the crust cut off.
Yeah, exactly. I had actually considered that, but then I was like, you know what? No, this shouldn't be that damn hard to figure out.
Right.
You know, you go to Subway, you get an individual sandwich, and then you just have each person go to the bag one at a time and, you know, go find your sandwich.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of how meals were handled.
Okay.
And then we went through 6 large bottles of hand sanitizer between all the cast and crew over the course of 3 weeks. And you know, I'm talking like the big...
The Mongo guys.
Yeah, the Mongo
the
bottles.
ones that smell like tequila? They do. They smell like tequila. I have them at work. They
you know,
smell like
so it was difficult at times. You know, and I got hit with some trolls on Facebook for, oh my God, people aren't wearing masks over their nose. And,
for fuck's sake.
Here's the thing with that one, and this is something I actually discovered in pre-production. Yeah. If somebody comes to you and says, prior to even being on camera or having a picture taken of them or whatever, I have a medical condition that prevents me from wearing it over my nose, the conversation has to stop right there legally.
Right, that's
because
true.
then you start getting into HIPAA and ADA violations, which can bring a fine of about $75,000 per incident. Yeah.
Wow.
And so I discovered that in pre-production.
I learned that one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and so I did have several cast and crew members come to me and say, hey, you know, I will wear a mask as much as I can. But you should know I have a medical condition. And I was like, all right, you don't have to tell me anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know anything more. Just do it the best you can.
That's it. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, zero.
You know, and even myself, I'm slightly claustrophobic.
Okay.
So there were times, I mean, I would be wearing my mask when I was directing. But every once in a while, I'd have to pull it down, you know, below my nose and just sniff the air because my anxiety would start kind of getting up there.
Right.
And couple of breaths, okay, I'm fine. Mask goes back up over the nose.
Right.
So, you know, when I say, you know, you kind of had to skirt around it, it's things like that.
Right. The effort, though, was there.
Yeah.
And that's
you know,
what's most
you're
fucking
following
important.
the rules the best you can. You
Absolutely.
know? Now, obviously, on camera, nobody was wearing a mask.
Right. You didn't want to rewrite your script like Chuck wanted to do.
Well, it's not a COVID movie. You know?
Exactly. I'm with you.
And here's the thing. I mean, I asked every person who was going to be on camera in close proximity with somebody else, hey, are you comfortable with this?
Right.
And believe it or not, I actually had some actors that are like, no, can you figure out a way to film my scenes with other people where we're at least 6 feet apart? And I was like, hey, that's great. I can do that.
So you did have to change some things.
Yes,
to
that's
alter,
good.
But here's the cool thing. My DP was knowledgeable enough that he could do some camera angles to make it look like they were actually
still
closer
closer.
together
yeah.
than what they really were.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it worked out great. You know, he might have
you.
had to move the camera back a little bit, make the frame a little bit wider on the scene, but it worked.
Right. No, I got you.
Nice.
That's fucking brilliant.
You
You
know,
work with what you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You do what you got to do.
So that's what we did. You know, when we weren't on camera, everybody stayed away from each other.
Right.
And,
So you did the shoot in 3 weeks.
Yes.
So how did you work with people's schedules? That always is curious to me because when we did our film, everybody works. Everybody has a real job. So it was really tough for us. Yeah, another job.
I had to be a dick right up front. I'm telling you.
Sit your ass down, Aaron.
He's a dick, not
He's
an
just
asshole.
good at
He's
being-
more like me, not like you.
Well, dude, I'm going to grow a dick soon because I know what he's saying.
Well,
No, go for
here's,
it.
here's the thing.
Good luck with that.
I have been a part of too many projects that drug on for 3, 4, 5 months because the director was trying to work around each individual person's schedule.
How about 7 years? That's
Well,
what
that
we
one's
did.
different, though. And even the Outrider took us, 8, 9 months to make?
Oh, it was terrible.
Filming-wise?
Yeah,
Because
what?
weekends?
But here's the thing. I went into this saying that I wanted to try to run this as much like a mainstream production as possible.
Good for you.
So I put it out there up front to anybody who was submitting, hey, we're filming this over the course of 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot adjust your availability to be there in that time frame, tell me now, and I will find somebody who can.
Perfect.
And I had a couple people who came on initially who, once we started getting closer, it was like, oh, well, my schedule's changed. And it's like, sorry, I'm going to have to go find somebody else.
Good for you.
I hate to be a dick like that, but this is how it's got to be.
Right.
And one of the reasons I had to do that was because I bought production insurance, which was something that I researched in pre-production, and it was like, I absolutely have to have this just in case, especially with COVID going on.
Yeah.
So I told everybody else, I told everybody that as well up front. Look, I only have production insurance for so long, and it runs between these dates, so we have to get it filmed in this time frame because I'm not going to let this shit drag on forever.
Right.
So, in the end, the right people came on board. The wrong ones left and got replaced, and it all worked out.
I remember a couple times on some of your posts where you're like, "Oh well, yep, this guy just dropped out.
Yeah,
so we got to find somebody else." And I was just like, "Hang in there, bro."
Yeah.
Hang in
Oh,
there.
it was tough at times, man. There were times I was like, "Man, I suck, man. I can't do this."
I know, man.
My wife would tell me it's okay. You'll find the right person, and
Right.
and she's good with always reminding me, hey, you've always lived like when one door closes, that means that the right one just needs to open.
Right.
And I mean,
Fucking
geez,
positive people.
by the
Hey.
grace of God, man, it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Because they're right.
It always does.
They're right.
Just so you know, Aaron, I'm not typically this fucking positive. I think that's one reason why my ex-wife left.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Uh-oh.
The world sucks.
But
I mean, it does. It does suck.
I see the realities of the world around me.
Correct.
But I've also grown up since then a little bit too.
yeah,
so
you're doing good. You're doing fine.
I try hard.
No, that's fucking great work, man. See, Chuck, if we tried to do our movie, there's a lot more. It's hard enough making a movie,
Yes, it is.
right? So my man went and did it during all this shit.
Right.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
amazing. You
good
should
for
be
you
fucking
for
proud of
sticking it
yourself
out,
and your crew, your
getting
cast,
through it.
everybody. They are
The research,
they're legit,
everything.
and sticking to your guns. I mean, that's vital.
Well, that's anybody who's known me for any length of time will tell you I have a little bit of oppositional defiance disorder. The first time somebody tells me you can't, watch me, motherfucker.
Watch
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Aaron, are you guys like twin souls or what?
We
I
might
think
be.
I think you have to
I
be.
think you might be.
You have to be in this industry, especially with
that's-
what's going on
Does
now.
he not
Yes.
sound just like Aaron?
You have
Like
to go at
everything.
it.
I don't want to say that
Almost.
because we always call Aaron an asshole, and he's a first-time guest. I want him to come back maybe.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I
a
can be an
nice,
asshole.
like he's a
It's
nice.
okay.
So far, he's a nice version of Aaron.
Yeah, he's a nice, clean asshole. I'm a shitty one.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what, though? I had a lot of fun doing it. I mean, I'm a first-time director.
Good for you, man.
I always heard these people talking about, hey, if you want to make a good project, go make your own shit.
You make your
Yeah.
own shit.
And I'll tell you, the original script that I wrote it in 2011.
Okay.
And over the years, this thing found its way into boxes and out of boxes. I'd pull it out, look at it, make some changes, throw it back in a box. A couple times it found its way into the trash. I'd go dig it out. And, all right, I can't get rid of it. And then I recently moved this last December from Maple Valley out to Buckley. And in the move, I came across it again. And I was like, well, all right, let me kind of keep this near the top of the box. And then when COVID hit, I was like, well, shit, I don't have anything else to do. I'm not getting any acting jobs, and I might as well pull it out and edit it and see what comes of it. And it's funny because my wife is a teacher, and I would go and I would make some kind of change on it, and I'd print it out, and I'd be all proud of it, and I would run it out to her, holding it in my hands, like, this is it, honey. So, some new toy. This is here's the script, and she would literally give me this look like, you're a dumbass.
Right.
Click with the red pen. And go through the script. And, well, this kind of works. No, this doesn't work. You know what? You need to rewrite this whole section right here.
Ooh, I need to get me a red pen.
And it was like, shit, damn it.
Just pop your bubble.
But it was good because my wife never BS's me about anything.
Oh,
And to have that kind of honesty for her to tell me, this works and this doesn't, because
Yeah.
she approaches everything I do as an actor, and then the same way she approached this as, for me as a director.
Right.
She's an audience member, and if it doesn't make sense to her, then it's not going to make sense to anybody else.
Correct.
And so it was great to have that, and I give her so much credit.
Does she have the same kind of taste as you do, like film-wise, show-wise?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's good. So I respect these two in the same way when I have my ideas, right? Because they'll tell me straight up. That's why they rank on me, because my shit's too long right now. It's fine. It's fine. I know, I get it. But they're honest with me about it,
You need that.
Yeah, and that's what I respect about them. So when I go and I show Sam something, I'm like, oh, check this out. What do you think? I'm actually asking her, can you look at this and see if it's okay? What do you think? That's what I'm really saying, right? I love it, but I want your opinion, because if you don't like it, it's going to make me fucking look at it differently and make me think. So when we had to start cutting the Outrider, these two motherfuckers sat down, and I was like, here's my first cut. Here's my first cut, guys. All right, let's see what you got. Within 20 minutes, I'm already mad. These guys had notebooks, and they're writing shit, and I'm like,
That clip there.
Were you just really
there?
ripping it apart?
yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I'm watching them watch it like,
We
what
don't
are
need
they
that.
writing? This
We don't
is
need
great
this.
shit. They tripped. They just...
I mean, it wasn't about being great. It
No.
was about
But-
what needed to be there, and what didn't.
Yeah, from a single scene just going 3 seconds too long, holding that shot for just a few seconds too long,
Yeah.
to one scene being like, we don't need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know?
it matters. Like, that's information. Like, we don't
Even
need
if
to
it
tell
was
a
one of my
story.
scenes we cut, I was like, we just don't need it.
Right, but
Yeah.
like your wife, that's what you need, because you can get stuck
Oh, yeah.
seeing something a certain way. So when you're in that editing room for Runaway, I know you haven't started yet, thank God you got an editor, another set of eyes in there, because you're going to see something and be like, oh, that's great, and they're going to be like, nah, it's fucking, and you're going to be like, oh, crap. But you get that vision in your head when you're I do our editing, right? So I already see it. Once I set it, it's kind of hard for me not to see it another way.
Right.
But then, after these guys started telling me I needed to cut this movie more, and I started to get in there and dig, and just being like mad about it, like fuckers, they're just fucking, I'm editing, I'm like, no shit, I'm tired. It's not going to work, you guys. And then I started to see what they saw, and then the whole movie shifted.
Well, see, that's one reason
weird.
why I didn't want to be primarily responsible for editing this. I needed somebody else who was going to focus on that, so that, and somebody who wouldn't be afraid to tell me, this just looks like crap.
You're too attached
get
to it,
rid of
man.
it. Yeah.
You can be.
Yeah.
It's like your kid. Like when they're saying, your kid's
exactly.
fucking mean and teasing everybody, you're like, no, it's not my kid, fucker. You're wrong. Your kid's fucked.
Yeah.
That's how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't suck, you suck.
Yeah, because it's your baby. You really get attached to it, and you got to just know that your kid's dirty and she stinks, and I got to wash her
Well, and one
and cut.
One of the advantages that we had with Runaway was our whole first 8 days of filming, we did all of our interiors.
Okay.
And during the interiors, I got to watch the dailies with the editor.
Awesome.
And so we actually kind of already got parts of the film cut down to the shots that we both agreed on and liked. So it's going to make post-production a hell of a lot easier.
Go smooth. What's your schedule for post?
I have given the editor until Christmas Day to get it back to me.
Wow.
But
Okay.
it still not only has to be put together, the sound editing has to be done. It's going to go to Grace, who you guys had on a previous podcast. She's going to do the music composition.
Cool.
And then there's a local band called Waking Things that my nephew is the drummer for.
Awesome.
And they are gifting us 2 songs for the film.
Perfect.
Nice.
Good for you.
Very
Good for
cool.
you.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Beautiful story, man. That's
It's
good.
exciting.
I'm excited.
So
Dude, I know that
when
feeling.
is it? What are you gonna do with this film, and when is it gonna? When are you scheduled?
When
to-
can people see this?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
The plan, based on if everything is open,
Right.
is we're going to have a 2-theater premiere. The Chalet Theater in Enumclaw and Tacoma Little Theater in Tacoma.
We
Nice.
did
Yeah,
one there
we
too.
did one there, yeah.
It's a great
and,
spot.
So I want to do that. And then afterwards, I'm going to give it over to a company called Indie Rights. And they have a lot of those relationships already for different distribution, not only on streaming, but on DVD, Blu-ray. They also have some international distribution connections, depending on how well it does in festivals. So
right.
from what they have told me so far is once I give the film to them, it's going to run through festivals. Because there are certain festivals out there that are just
You talking
assholes
to-
about, we want it first.
Right. You talking to Linda? There?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's very cool.
So it's going to go through the festivals, and then afterwards, hopefully it does well there.
Good.
It'll start hitting streaming services, and that's the plan.
All right, man. It's a good plan.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So in other words, we're coming to the premiere.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I really do.
I do too.
I've been following it so closely.
Well,
so
I
it's
don't
been-
remember who stalked who first. Was it you who stalked me, or me who stalked you
you
on
obviously,
Facebook?
You obviously sent me a friend
You
request.
had to have
know
stalked
that.
him
You-
first because he
Stop
does
it,
marketing every day.
Well, yeah.
Dude, I don't fuck around. I shove it down people's fucking
I
throats.
don't remember where I don't remember where I might have seen you, but I might have sent you a friend request. But you and I have been friends on Facebook for
for a while before you even started. I think Runaway.
Yeah.
I think so.
So once I started getting into that,
Yeah.
I was watching what you guys were doing, and that's how I heard about your podcast.
Oh,
and
that's
everything,
cool.
and it was
Yeah.
like, so
That's awesome.
glad to be here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did,
yeah,
Did you
we're
check out the
glad to
Outrider?
have
Have you
you.
seen it?
I watched the trailer. I have
Okay.
not seen the film yet.
Okay. Well, I'm curious.
Sorry,
what
I've been
you-
a little busy.
No,
No, you're fine. Yeah, totally.
Whatever,
Been
fucker.
busy.
I know. Who gives a shit?
How dare you?
I will watch
Fucking Runaway.
I haven't even really told you what the actual story's about.
No, you haven't.
It's right here. I don't want
I
to.
was-
No spoilers though, because people want to know.
We do rabbit holes when we're in the middle of conversations. We always
I've
come
noticed.
back to a few, the
I've
tidbits.
noticed.
So-
Jesus, Sam asked all the questions that I had on the
I know.
thing, and she read it
writes down-
naturally.
He writes a list, and she just
I
keeps talking.
Yeah, I mean,
You cheated. You looked at my
That's
list.
awesome.
She
Hey,
asked.
I
She
did.
asked
It
things
just
I
comes
wanted.
out of my brain.
Good for you. No,
That's
that's
awesome.
What
good.
is the
It's
premise
just what
of
I
the
wanna
movie
know.
that you
Yes.
created?
What is Runaway about? Tell us this and where it originated from. That kind of thing. Anything you got?
I have a very strong desire to bring attention not only to homelessness, especially among veterans, but to the child sex trafficking that is going on around the world. So the story of Runaway is about a 16-year-old middle-class girl. She thinks, hey, it'll be easier out on the street. I don't have to listen to my parents. I don't have to put up with crap at school. So she takes off in the middle of the night. And on her first night on the streets, there's this street pimp who comes across her, and he's like, "Oh, hey, why don't you come over here with me?" And she's like, "Nope, don't want anything to do with you. Get the hell away from me." She finds an alley to sleep in. She comes across our homeless veteran. That's the character I play. His name's Gary. And for veterans, we have this innate belief that the oath never ends.
Right.
It's our job to always protect the innocent.
innocent.
And so Gary takes our character Don under his wing, and he knows about Jackson because they all live out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Some things happen, and it's an adventure.
Why am I getting like this goosebumpy, like
Because
early,
that's-
like
that's
early
so cool.
80s,
You
like
should.
fucking what was the name of that movie? Oh my god, I'm never gonna remember it. The Exterminator. Do you remember that back in the day? No
Yes.
one is going to. Do you remember that
Yes.
movie? Okay, when he came back and
Yes.
his veteran black friend gets
Yes.
killed and murdered, and he's
Yes.
just fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm getting that feeling from this. Like, please let this vet kick some fucking ass.
Very-
Oh, dude,
very
no.
cool.
Let me just say this without giving too much away.
Okay.
After our last day of filming, I was pretty sore for about 2 days. So it was the choreography. There is a fight scene there, and the choreography was fun.
Good.
And yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna love
see
it then.
some.
Okay.
Very
yeah.
cool. I'm super excited. I
No.
want to see it. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's fun shit, buddy. Good job.
Very
That's
cool.
a great
Thank you.
Good
storyline.
idea.
Very
It is.
good, and it sounds like
Perfect
it's
timing.
like
Great timing.
it's
Well-
an important story for you to tell.
Absolutely, you know, and the fact is, and I actually came across this in researching for the story back in 2011, and I've updated the facts for the film because at the end of the film we'll have some little fact sheets about runaways and what happens to them when they get out on the streets
Sure,
and everything. The vast majority of runaways, especially girls, within the first 48 hours of them being out on the streets, they are either forced into a sexual act by rape, or they are forced into prostitution in order to survive on the streets.
Wow, that quick.
That quick. And it was interesting when we were doing some B-roll out in Tacoma. We were out on Puyallup Avenue, and there was a homeless encampment nearby there.
Right.
And there was this homeless guy who came around the corner and was watching what we were doing. And when we told him what the premise of the film was, he was like, well, shit, I watch that stuff happen down the street like almost every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just... That really hit me. Another one of those in that moment kind of things that it hit me, and I was like, this shit's real.
It is real.
This goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not just the Epsteins and the Weinstein, and all of
Right,
that stuff.
right.
Because that's going on, but it's it's happening at
Under
I guess if you want to say it like this, lower levels.
the underground.
Well, the underground, yeah.
You don't have to have money to abuse power.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
it. Chuck.
exactly.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some
that-
scary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful,
so that's
powerful,
the
though.
premise of the story. Those two main storylines.
Dude, I'm already rooting for the vet in the movie. I want to see that motherfucker.
Well,
now.
I'll tell you this.
So you I'm sorry, but you not only did you write it, you directed it.
Yep.
You took the lead.
Yeah.
Man, see,
Well,
we are alike.
I'm not.
Yeah, you.
No, I'm not the lead. I'm one of 3 leads.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I was the lead in mine.
Well,
Yeah, he's always the lead in his.
Can you tell?
Yeah.
not at all. Not at all.
Jeez.
I'm looking at that poster, and
I love how it shows everyone in the film. Oh, hi, Aaron.
I did. Again, it's a great poster.
It is actually a good poster.
Well, at least on the poster for Runaway, I put myself and our girl.
Yes.
Yeah, at least he put 2.
He did.
I do wanna
He
say-
did.
I love your artwork.
Yeah,
for
I
your-
do like the poster. Who did that for you?
That is my editor, Rosie Kohler.
She did a
Very
great job.
cool.
She
Yeah.
did a great job.
Very good job.
Ben and I, my DP, we went and took the pictures that are down at the bottom of the poster because what my idea for the poster is okay, on her side of the poster, I wanted like neighborhood kind of looking.
Right.
On his side of the poster, I wanted it more city, and then in the middle is this alley where Dawn, our character, finds to live, and that's where Gary, our homeless veteran, lives.
Got it.
So that's kind of the meshing
bridge.
of the two. Yeah. And I will also say this about the story is both of these characters throughout the course of the film learn that running away from your problems isn't going to get you anywhere. You kind of have to face them head on and set your preconceptions of what you thought was horrible before aside to realize that life is better than what you think it is.
Right.
It's like, how's a positive message? I know you said earlier you hated positive people, but
No, I
He
think
just finds it
I love
annoying.
that shit.
No,
I just say
every-
it because it's funny.
he does. He loves it.
I do love that shit. Man, dude, good for you.
thank you.
Yeah, very excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited
Shit for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show it off to everybody.
I bet.
Yeah, I
No,
bet,
I know.
yeah.
I felt the same way in our movie, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's you can't describe the feeling. I know, dude. So you're anxious probably to get started on editing and see
Yeah.
the shit and
Yeah.
make sure it all works, right?
Yeah.
Like in your head, you've got it, but once you hit play and you're like on playback, you're like, oh shit, dude,
We're
Yeah,
lucky
I
enough
know.
to have you just right after. You just
I was hoping,
finished
man.
It.
It's perfect timing. Hey,
Yeah.
good job, scheduler.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Sam was no joke. Yeah, we wanted to hopefully get you right when you were done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
we wrapped
fresh.
on just this past Sunday.
Good job.
3
Very
days
cool.
ago, 4 days ago.
Well, thank you for after all that coming here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
quickly.
Thank you for having me.
Of
God.
course.
So, what do you like better now since you made a feature? Do you like acting better? Or do you like filmmaking better?
Oh, I will never fucking act and direct at the same time again, ever.
But that doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, which one would you prefer?
He's just said he doesn't like them both at the same time. Can't that be an answer?
Because I'm shifting in me. I'll tell you honestly, with me, I didn't like acting, but after I played the character I did in this last movie, I started to really like it, and I'm like, I think I can do this.
I am an actor at heart. This
Okay.
is what I've been doing for over a decade.
Right.
I like acting better.
You do?
Directing was fun.
Okay.
I probably would direct again, but not direct and act at the same time.
Okay.
That was just too hard.
Yeah, it's rough. Did you do you have anything else you've written or
No.
started to write? Nothing else.
No.
Okay.
But
Do you have ideas?
I do have ideas.
Okay.
But one of the actors in Runaway has written a couple of scripts, and one of the PAs in Runaway has written a couple of scripts, and they have both already approached me and said, "Hey, can you direct my film?"
Very cool.
Awesome.
And I was like, "Are you shitting me?" Because one of the biggest things that I got from people while working on this was, wow, this was so well organized and so efficiently run.
Which is hard to do.
Oh hell yeah!
It's not
We
easy.
all know that.
Yeah, it's
You know,
fucking
and
rough.
it's constantly putting out those little fires. I mean, I know you guys know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just taking it one little battle, one little fire at a time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so,
And obviously, you have to take the reins and take control
Yeah.
of the situation and the people, and just
Yeah.
say, "Hey, look, this." is
But
how
you
it
know
is."
what? I will say this. I mean, there were a lot of times that my team around me, on my crew, and even some members of the cast, I mean, they really helped keep me on track. Because there were some times I just kind of wandered off, and they were like, hey, come on back. You know?
Well, you get pulled in so many directions.
yes.
I think when you're directing, that it's hard to.
Yeah.
And was that the same time that you were trying to act at the same time when
Yes.
you were trying to direct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I watch Aaron go through when we're making a movie. He's pulled in so many different directions. It's like it's hard for him to stay focused. So usually someone will take the lead and kind of pull him back.
That really worked for me because it was probably about 4 days in. I went to my DP and I said, look, I'm really having a hard time shifting gears in my head, worrying about all this other crap behind the camera, and then having to jump in front of the camera to play this character. And so I told him, I said, you know what, I'm gonna trust you. And so when I'm in front of the camera, you worry about all this other shit.
That's your shit.
Yeah.
And that is your problem. And he jumped right into it. He took it on.
And that probably really helped and took a weight
hell
off
yes,
your...
yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Because then at that point, all right, I can trust him. I was able to get into character and be in that
Right.
mindset as an actor and not have to worry about all this other crap.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
it
important.
was nice.
That's definitely important.
That's what Chuck helped me with, and you, and some of those scenes we were
well,
filming,
and you're
especially.
you're good at multitasking. You're just good at doing a lot of different things. At
Yeah, but once I
which-
trusted you guys with the camera, and
Yeah,
you guys saw,
right.
because they immediately knew what I was looking for.
Right.
He
Without
used to
me
be
telling
afraid.
them. Yeah, I was terrified
He
about
used to
it.
not let anybody...
And I'd always be in there. I'm like, no, Chuck, you got to get up in there a little bit different.
You got to be up the nostril.
Yeah.
He didn't think any of us would see what...
Nobody wants to count nose hairs.
Yeah,
Back
but
up.
I need
None
I
of
need a
us saw
close-up,
his
right?
vision, so he wouldn't let us do it. And
Right.
then finally, when he did, he taught us.
Yeah.
He just taught us this is what I see. And so now he and I just know what Aaron
Yeah,
wants.
and
so.
in fact, they do it better. At some moments, you guys really do.
here's
Where
the-
I'm like,
here's-
holy shit, I wouldn't have thought of that angle. That's badass.
This was the tricky part. Aaron, you can't hold the camera and punch somebody in the face at the same time. Give me the fucking camera.
I know, and that's what you got to do
And
with
let me
Aaron
film the
because
fight scene.
he'll do
Yeah.
it all. Like he'll play every character, direct it, edit it, everything.
Well, luckily for me, I had a very good DP, Ben Kohler, man. This guy is a godsend because there were shots that he was pitching to me while we were filming, and I was like, holy crap, that's so much better than how I saw it in my head. Let's go with that and see what it looks like. And it turned out like, oh, and it was like, okay, you know what? We don't even need to go back to my crap. I like what you did here better.
Right.
That's what's great about having the right team.
Yes.
Is that they'll all bring ideas and together it will make something magic.
Well, I wanted everybody in the project to take some kind of ownership of it.
Absolutely.
They have to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so even the actors, when we would get ready to do scenes, I would go to them and say, okay, you know what? I wrote it this way, but you guys are the ones living in these characters. So tell me, what would your character feel here? What would they think? What would they do? What would they say? You know, okay, you know what? Go with that. Let's see what it looks like.
Right.
And if I don't like it, then we'll go back to what I wrote.
Oh my gosh, Aaron. Whoa.
Foundation. It's
You
foundation.
have to relinquish some control.
Yeah, I'm the same way as you are in that regard.
Exactly.
But you know
Exactly.
what? There were other times where somebody would offer a suggestion. I'd be like, you know what? I don't like it. We're going to do what I wrote.
Exactly. I always looked at the screenplays I wrote as a foundation. I wanted people to do what you're saying, to invest in it, to get their 2 cents in, because the more minds, the better.
Right.
You know, let's make this shit better than what I did. And that can work really well. And also, my other philosophy is like, if we do go with your guys' ideas, when you do make those investments into the show or the project or whatever we're doing, and it doesn't work, you're going to feel like I feel.
Yeah.
Because if people rank on it, you're going to be like, man, they laughed at my line and I was supposed to be serious. And I'm like, yeah, well, you wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all thought it was going to work and it didn't.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. So that investment, though, brings out a kind of, I don't know, help me out, guys. There's a word
it's everybody
there.
taking a responsibility for
There
it,
you
but
go.
also
Yes.
yeah, but also investing in it too.
Yes, that
So-
engagement is more like in tune with everything.
Well, they
It's- you-
take that ownership of it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the end product, it's something that they can walk away from and not only be proud of, but say, you know what, I contributed to that.
Right.
Not, I wasn't just an actor or I wasn't just a PA. You know,
Right.
I contributed to this.
Correct.
And if it's successful, then it's like, holy crap, you know, I did something good.
Yeah.
I want everybody who worked on it to be proud of it.
They should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And
And
that's how
you
we run.
only-
We run our crew the same fucking
Yeah,
way.
we do.
The same
And
way.
that magic only happens when everyone is invested in it.
Exactly.
And when everyone feels like it's theirs.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
we all feel like it's ours.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think everybody on the set has a right to bring something up if they have a good point. I don't mind it at all. I think it's great. I don't care if it's the sound person or the camera DP or someone that's handing waters out. I could give two shits. If they're like, hey, you ever thought about that? Because they could say something like, holy shit, that's right. Yeah, that's
Changes
beautiful.
the whole scene, but it
Just like
works.
that. Yeah.
I had a couple moments like that.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
fucking
awesome
cool.
when that happens too.
So much fun. I miss making movies.
That's one of the things
Damn
that we do too. Is like, you know, for the con, we use mostly our friends. Same thing with the Outrider. We use a lot of our friends and a few new people that we just had encountered.
Yeah.
But every time before we filmed, we had a big gathering, food, you know, family. Same thing when we're getting ready to say goodbye. You know, we're gonna have a barbecue. We get everybody together because this is a family film. I mean,
Right.
you know, we don't know these people as actors, but you got to have that connection to everybody. So that's what things that we always do is we always bring everybody together in the beginning to build camaraderie and to really get to know each other.
it's important.
And then
Yeah, it
also
is.
something big at the end where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
It really, really helps when you have a connection with the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
You have to have
Definitely,
it.
absolutely.
And not just that working connection.
No,
yeah,
right.
no,
it's got to be
no,
deeper than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's got to be. You
That's
got to
why
be
we
able
say
to know.
family, because it really
Absolutely.
is. It really is.
Wow. I miss making movies. Fucking
Go out and make a movie.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have plenty
we
of
just
face
can't. We
masks,
just
plenty of
can't.
hand
We just
sanitizer.
can't make mine yet.
I know.
Mine's a very family, touchy feely,
we-
close
Yeah,
proximity.
close contact.
Yeah.
to get,
Yeah.
Not like weird. I mean,
He had a
faith-based.
No, I got it.
He had to write a religious fucking movie.
Oh, I get it.
Not like a
Hey,
cool
there's-
religious action horror movie, but you know.
You know what? I try not to be too judgmental of any kind of movie. Yes, some are better than others, but you know, even a faith-based movie, you know,
You know what? Yeah.
it's like this is somebody who's being creative and they're making their vision, and I don't know. I just as much as somebody who is making the crappiest horror film you've ever
Correct.
seen.
Yeah.
You know, they all need to be supported and encouraged as artists.
They are, and
Yeah.
they are, and I tease him all the time because it's faith based because he knows I'm gonna
Aaron
have to
says
say some
fuck
shit
too many times.
Yeah, so he put me on the spot because I'm that guy that's gonna say these words, even if I'm on, if I'm playing a character in the movie, right? So when those cameras hit, it's fine, and then afterwards I'll be like, "How'd I fucking do, man?" You know, I don't, you know. It's
So he thinks.
You know, I'm gonna be that way.
We'll see if it goes that way.
But
That's
you know,
smooth.
when Chuck wrote "Say Goodbye," it surprised me because he is that horror guy. He is that guy that likes that
He is
crazy
So it's
stuff.
like, where the fuck did this story come from?
Yes,
Kind of thing.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's such a pretty story. And it's not even, I say it faith-based because we joke about it, but I mean, it does have those elements, but it definitely is more a love story. It's a fucking love story. And
Which
it's
is
a
weird,
beautiful love
yeah,
story. It
'cause-
really is about family. I mean, it really
Good job,
is.
Chuck.
But Chuck
he wrote
brings
his ass
the real
off. I mean,
creepy to the
he
movie.
wrote his ass off, man.
The creepiest parts of The
Yeah.
Outrider.
I'm excited.
Am I
to-
lying?
No, Chuck is
that
always
was,
good at that stuff.
Came out of Chuck's brain.
Yeah.
the
Speaking of
creepiest
collaborating, we rewrote part of the movie from an idea. Actually, was it an idea or a dream?
The Outrider?
Yeah, from when we did the hallway scene.
Yeah,
that-
because I had a
that
big
was-
action sequence in the building that we were doing.
And since we didn't have 100 ninjas available at the time,
Yeah, I didn't have all my ninjas, but no, but I did have a group of extras we wanted for this one of many fights that we do at the end of the movie. But
it's a taking the building. scene.
yeah, I was thinking Game of Death, like Bruce Lee. You go floor by
Gotcha.
floor by floor by
Gotcha.
floor, you know. And I was thinking that with our ending, and then Chuck came up with another idea, and I scrapped my shit. I was just like, "No, that's fucking badass."
And it's legit the creepiest part of the movie.
It's a fucking cool scene.
I have to
Like
say.
we even sent it to Kelvin,
That's
our
a great
composer, and
scene.
he was like, "That's a fucking great scene."
It's
And I'm
awesome.
like, "Yeah, bro, it was good." Now we
awesome.
collaborated on that a little bit, but
Absolutely.
most of it came out of your head, and I'm like, "Yeah, but what about this? Would we do that?" And you're like, "Yeah, that'll work." And then everybody pitched in to your idea, and that's
Well,
a
like
great,
I said,
it's
I
great
watched the
stuff,
trailer,
man.
and now I'm gonna have to go watch the damn.
You're going to have to watch it, yes.
You'll like it.
My
It's-
favorite scene is, wait, where did that knife come out of?
Yeah, that's a good stuff.
The hurdle you have to get around is that it's in black and white, but you don't notice that once you start.
Black and white movies don't bother me.
Yeah.
Well, with a good black and white movie, as far as I'm concerned, when it's a good one, you don't notice it's really black and white.
Yeah.
Like Schindler's List, I love that movie,
Oh, yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't notice
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's black and white at all. It's beautiful, beautifully
Yeah.
filmed. So
we
know,
played off that,
It's yeah,
and
But
we
some
wanted to
people-
tie in the noir stuff too.
Some
I mean,
people
that
have
was
a
the
hard
whole
time
point.
getting over that, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people are just like, "Ooh, it's black and white. Like I can't
Yeah.
do it." But if you can see past that,
Well, if you get into the story and you get into the characters,
Right.
I mean, like you said, you can see right past that.
Yeah,
exactly.
once you see Marcus
exactly.
Ford, you'll be fine.
Oh, stop and like.
You'll be fine. He'll
It's
love
bad
it.
enough that she just compared you to Spielberg. It's like black and white. Schindler's List is one of my favorite movies. You made a black and white movie too. It's like no.
She misses
Well,
a lot of the stuff she
no,
says. That's why I don't.
That's
say
not what I
anything.
meant. Don't make me feel stupid. Or are you turning into the asshole? And then I can call you the creepy one.
Or yeah.
I don't think I'll ever lose that moniker.
No, you will never lose that. You're correct.
Oh, you haven't been creepy to me yet, Chuck.
Oh, yes, he has. Just when you listen to this back, you'll hear it in the beginning, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, he was."
Because
and
I'm kind of
missed
creepy
it.
too, so
Oh.
maybe I just don't notice it. I don't know.
It's the undertones that when everybody else is talking, you go back and you're listening to the podcast and you hear all these things. Like, a couple weeks ago, Sam and I had this little quiet conversation under. Who was talking? Was it you and Mark going off about something?
More than likely.
Oh yeah.
And they were just going on, and I looked over at Sam, and we just kind of had this little quiet conversation underneath what they were saying. And also, you listen to the podcast, everybody's like,
Did I just hear that?
I know.
Yeah, and you can't. We're all talking at once, basically.
I'm going to start adding some shit when I'm editing, just to hear like this
Sam,
low
wake up.
growl and shit. Like, oh yeah, fucking. I'm going to start adding
Everyone
that
will
in
think
there.
it's Chuck, though.
I
That's
know
what's
that's
funny.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if people catch it.
I was just wondering if you had any real thoughts about what you like when you take off your clothes and before you get in the shower. What are your thoughts?
I think about all kinds of things, Chuck.
This is so bad. Oh my god. What is becoming?
Motherfucker just purred.
Hey, I've made a woman meow, and I made a grown man purr.
Yeah, he's your dad.
I told you.
Oh Lord.
My wife will tell you, man, I got my creepy moments.
That's awesome. So,
She's your truth filter.
Yes.
Like I'm your truth filter.
Yes.
oh my god. Okay. So
Oh, I love you
Where's
guys.
your truth
love you too,
filter?
man. Love you too.
I
I'm so
am my
glad
own
you
truth
came.
filter. I don't lie ever.
What?
Oh, you don't ever lie.
You don't fucking lie?
You're a saint of all
We talking
saints.
about the
Oh
white
God,
lies,
no!
the
I'm
little
no
lies?
saint, but I have no problem telling everybody
never
about what
lied.
I've done and where I've gone and what I've gone through.
Yeah, we don't need to get into it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
we're gonna-
We'll just move
yeah,
on with
actually,
Ralph. Let's
we've
focus on
actually heard
Ralph
that
for the rest
story.
of the show here. Yeah, we're. So what are your plans?
been about Ralph.
It's supposed
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
about
It's
Ralph.
supposed to be.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
It's all good, Chuck. Okay, what was your question, Aaron?
My question was, what's your plans now? What's your schedule like here? You've got post you're going to do on that,
Yes.
and then any plans after the Runaway is completed?
Like I said, I've been approached to direct some other things.
You're looking really into that?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
So once Runaway is done,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going through its paces, afterwards, then I'll start planning for the next one, probably.
I'd like to pick your brain with indie rights. I've had a feeling with them, and I spoke with Linda before. We decided to go with Film Hub with The Outrider just to get it out there and go. She was very open and honest about black and white films and things like that.
They have a lot of requirements, though, too.
Yeah, but she was ready to take the movie, but she was really honest about like, hey, black and white just is not selling America here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I appreciated that. That's okay. I didn't want to put our movie out there and make them think that, put a bad rap on somebody or
Right.
make them feel bad. Because I generally felt like she would feel bad
Right.
if she distributed the film the way it was and it didn't come back and give us the numbers we were looking for. But this movie wasn't about numbers for us. This movie's about us not only proving that we could do it, but to surprise people with it if they did watch it. And, The Outrider, and you'll feel this. You're going to feel this. When we hit the popular movies on Amazon Prime, we were...
I remember seeing your Facebook post, man.
fuck,
You were like,
Yeah,
we were
you're so
ecstatic.
excited.
Yes, we hit it. And then, we did that with DIY. I mean, I went and did The Outrider on Amazon Prime Video alone. I just said, fuck it. We don't have anybody distributed.
that's originally what I was going to do with Runaway.
Right. Okay. I did that. All right. We made the popular list. And I mean, we started to get hit with minutes like crazy, millions of minutes streamed. We were fucking like, holy shit, it's blowing up.
That's cool.
And then I'm like, okay, well, but we're only in the US and, the UK. So why don't we go and see if Film Hub will help us out to get distributed more?
Mm-hmm.
And once we did that, guess what happens to your film? It gets pulled off.
Yep.
And now you're starting all fucking over again.
Yeah.
So I went on Facebook begging, like, hey, guys, let's get it back on popular movies.
Yeah, I remember.
And it did. It fucking did again. And not that the minutes mean anything at all, but to me, it was just about eyes.
Well, yeah.
If they even turn it on and watch it 5 minutes and go, oh, this sucks, I'm cool with that.
Well, see,
It's just, it makes me feel like there was something there that
Yes.
attracted them to hit fucking play in the first place.
And the popular list
That's
is the
it.
top 1,500
films.
clips.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So that's of all the movies to watch and
On
everything.
on
the
Amazon
people,
Prime.
the millions of people looking at stuff. That
Yeah.
top 1,500 is a hard number to hit.
Right.
Even if you are between the three Indian, top movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird. Different language stuff.
with Runaway, I did not go into it with this thought in mind that, I want to make money. I want this to
Right.
be some, big popular film. Although throughout production, the cast and crew are like, oh my God, this is going to be big. This is going
Right.
to be, it's going to go a lot of places. And that's not why I did it.
Right.
For me, it was more about those messages that I wanted put out there.
Right.
And, somebody asked me, and I don't even remember who it was now, but somebody asked me in pre-production, who are you marketing this to? This film is for anybody who has ever been on the streets. Mm-hmm. It's for veterans. It's for dads, especially dads with daughters. And I'll tell you a story on that one in a second. And it's for teenage kids who think, oh, well, my life sucks. It's so hard. It'll be easier out on my own. They need to realize that the world is a scary place and there's dangerous people out there, and they will take advantage of you the first chance they get.
Right.
Back to the dad-daughter thing, a member of my cast, actually two members, Veronica Bauer, who plays Dawn, the lead character, her dad, Ron, plays her dad in the film.
Okay.
And he gave me a call one night after they left set, and he said, Ronnie and I had this talk on the way home, and he said, I apologized to her for being as rough on her as I was at times. And, I explained to her that I only did it because I wanted to make her tougher and, make her realize that, the world is hard and that I need to listen to her more when she needs me there for her as her dad. And that really touched my heart, because that is one of those things that I want to get across with this film.
Right.
Because when I originally wrote it, it was me and my youngest daughter. And I based some of Dawn off of her, and I based some of the dad off of me. And, I was tough on my kids at times when they were growing up, and I always felt bad about it afterwards.
Right.
But if it makes one dad who sees this have that conversation with his daughter and say, okay, you know what? You are valued. You mean the world to me. I just want to take care of you. So it may not always come across the right way, but this is why I'm doing it. And yes, I will listen to you when you need me to. Mm-hmm. Then I've accomplished what I set out to do with this film.
Well, it sounds like you did
Badass.
then, because you already had that happen.
Yes. I wish it would happen on a larger scale.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah,
I'm
brother.
sure it will.
Yeah,
if
you
it
believe
happened
it.
that quickly, it definitely, that's the message that you're going to get.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
No one's going to believe in your dream more than you.
No.
That is true.
So you do it. You got it, man. That's
But,
exciting shit.
but when you believe in it deeply and wholeheartedly,
What
you
were you going to say, Chuck?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
spread that around. That's all I was going to say.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
I was
I
just
mean,
gonna say,
Thank you.
yeah, I
beautiful.
mean, you do,
Yeah.
and you definitely project that.
and you're telling your story for a beautiful reason. You're not writing out some crap to try and make
No.
to appease everybody to make money off of
No,
it.
I could care less if this movie never made a dime.
Right.
I mean, it'd be cool if it did, but that's not why I did it.
Right. Right.
That's beautiful. I
It
love
is.
that too.
It is cool.
It is, and that's what makes the message stand
Oh,
out.
heck
Like,
yeah.
Definitely.
And I will tell you this: whatever money this film makes after production costs are recovered, half of the money that is "quote unquote" profit is going to go back to organizations that deal not only with child sex trafficking, but with homelessness among veterans.
Beautiful.
One of those organizations is Veterans for Child Rescue,
Okay.
wearing their shirt. It's an organization out of Arizona. They're all military veterans. It was founded by a former Navy SEAL, and they work with law enforcement agencies all around the country to do sting operations to catch child sex predators and sex traffickers. And they have a pretty good track record.
Badass.
So they are going to get some of the money from this film if it makes anything.
Good. for
Demi
you.
Moore and Ashton Kutcher have a.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah,
They
that
do a
too.
lot of
Yeah.
that.
I
too.
actually reached out to them in pre-production. Never heard anything back.
They got a lot going on with
Yeah.
that. I mean, they really do.
Yeah. Reached out to several different organizations. Some I heard from, some I didn't, and I get
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, especially nowadays, the stuff
Yes.
going on. It's hard to.
Yes.
I'm stoked to see your movie.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
super
Yeah.
excited.
Thank
It's
you.
going to be
Yeah.
fun.
Thank
And I
you.
have been. I've been rooting for you. You know what I mean?
You have.
Yeah.
And,
I'm going to tell everybody about it because I
Yeah.
think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think that's
you.
really cool what you're doing.
Well, and I will say this, Aaron, I got to thank you because there were several things that you had made posts about on Facebook about this film during production, and they seemed to come just at the right moment when I needed to hear it. So thank you for that.
Oh, buddy, you're welcome. That's no, but anybody that cares about anybody would support them doing something that you can tell they're passionate about. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how people don't do that. Like,
I don't know either, but I mean, that's why
social
we're
media
looking
is
for
full of
the
it.
group of people that do.
Exactly.
Sorry, Chuck. What'd you say?
Oh, I said social media is full of it, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Well,
yeah.
Just shut
and
up.
I have a
shut up
habit
and
of cutting
encourage
you
somebody.
off.
Yeah, if
today.
you guys are listening to the podcast,
cutting you
if you're
off
not
a lot.
encouraging somebody
The
out
higher
there right
you go,
now,
the lower I'll go, and people will hear me inside their head and not realize it. I love it. That's
Poor
me
Chuck,
just
I'm
talking
sorry.
to you.
You
in
see
the
what I'm
corner.
saying?
I don't mean to cut you
this
off.
is what's
Chuck.
so fun about our show and just us in general. Because every time I try to actually be serious,
I know, we
these
always
guys
come
start goofing off.
Because
And then when I'm
that's-
goofy,
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, what a fucking idiot!" I was actually going to
Well,
say something. Now I
cringy-
forgot. Now I
it's
forgot.
not
It's over.
fucking idiot.
Next week I'll bring it up.
It's cringy.
No, I was really going to be serious, and I really can't remember what I was going to say now.
It was-
Oh,
we were
yeah.
we
It'll come to you if
hang
it's
on,
important.
Hang on. We were talking about the passion that he shows and the fact that you encourage that so much and everybody's so quick to shoot it down.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome.
Oh, so you
That's
guys
what
do
I'm
hear
here
me.
for. I always hear you.
he
It's
does,
getting you out of my
apparently.
fucking head. That's hard.
I was just going to say something about the people out there that may be listening to this show that is on social media.
Oh, yeah.
That there's nothing wrong with paying attention to a post and not keep fucking sliding by them so goddamn fast looking for something that you're just one thing you may be interested in. There's multiple things that you might find interesting online if you just slow the fuck down. Slow down. Pay attention to people around
People are
you.
busy, Aaron.
Yes, they are, but they're not busy
They're
enough to
also
put their
assholes.
phones down, are they?
Well, and if you
What
want
are
to
they
be a
looking
troll
for?
and try to put somebody's project down,
That's
just
kinda what-
step off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, that's true too.
That's bad.
You know, but it's like, why not push forward some positivity and encourage? It doesn't take much to put a like on fucking
What was
something
it-
if you see it.
what
you
was
know,
it
yeah,
that
I'm
we
making a movie.
decided?
Like, you know,
What was
thank
it
you.
that
I
we
got to move
decided?
on, but
Oh,
hey,
man.
you know what? That's cool.
didn't.
Anyway, sorry, I'm listening.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Are you sure we're not making a movie and then liking it?
I wasn't talking about.
I'm sorry.
I was talking about. I was trying to finish my original point about being serious, but
Please
apparently,
finish. By all means, finish.
let's just get. Oh shit! Look at the time.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I forgot, so it's not important, I guess.
Oh, Chuck, what was she saying?
So we have asshole, truth filter, and memory.
Right.
I like it. It's the three pieces.
I
of
don't
my
know
own
what she was
personality.
saying because I was actually
know,
trying to
it
listen to what
matters.
you said
Oh,
because
he-
you said I want to say something honest and true. So I
so
was
you're
like,
talking about the memory
really?
failed?
Well, I am old.
Yeah. Well, my asshole never fails.
No, I remember what I was going to say. I was just going to say about trolls. What did we say or decide about trolls? You guys, do you remember from
Yeah.
a previous podcast about trolls?
Don't feed the trolls.
Well, no, it's that. I mean, that's really important, yes, but you know about who they are and about
Oh,
how
they're bitter. They're bitter people,
about
I think.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually
Something-
someone whose shit didn't work out and they're bitter.
One
about
way or
it.
another, there's
And
someone in their
that's
life just
Or-
didn't turn out the way they wanted to, and they're just jealous as fuck of someone else doing something positive. I mean, that's what it is.
But it's also a reminder for us not to turn into anything like that and get bitter about anything that happens to us
Yeah,
like
no.
that. Because it's just a constant reminder because
Yeah.
bad things are going to happen. People are going to say horrible things and just to keep positive and not buy into it or
Right.
get mad or get bitter.
Exactly.
It's important.
The other thing
It's
to remember
really
too is
important.
trolls are bots.
Yeah.
A lot of the trolls.
Well, some of them
when
are.
when we put out Outrider, the person couldn't
Oh,
have even
yeah.
had the movie yet. It was for rent or for purchase on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
couldn't have even seen it. As soon as we posted it and put it on Amazon Prime, we had
sell.
a troll.
Yeah.
Seriously.
One
within,
star.
within an hour.
Faster than that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They couldn't have even
Yeah,
gotten the movie
exactly.
yet.
Yeah.
You know who that usually is somebody that wanted to be in the project and you didn't cast.
Probably.
Oh, damn it. Oh,
More
I,
like-
never thought about
I have,
that.
I have seen that in other projects that I've worked on where
Interesting.
an actor didn't get cast or they didn't get the role they wanted, and as soon as the film came out, 1 star, half a star.
Wow.
This film
Right.
sucks.
See, I never thought
I'm
of
going
it
to go
either.
find that little Dick Johnny and find out where he lives.
Immediately thing I think is some fat fuck sitting in his mom's basement. And
Well,
he's got his
that's
name
it.
on his fucking orange juice in his mom's fridge.
And the whole time
You know
it
what I
was
mean?
me.
God, Sam. Thanks a lot, Sam.
No, it wasn't me. I'm
motherfucker.
just kidding.
Where's my ferret leash?
Possum.
That's possum.
Possum leash.
Awesome leash.
Close enough.
Anybody else anything for Ralph today?
Oh, I got a million questions for Ralph, but I think our time is.
We're gonna keep it
close, but
tight knit there. We got
It's been fun having you.
I very much appreciate you guys having me.
I
you
actually
for
want
sharing
to.
your
I'm looking
story.
forward to working with you in the future.
absolutely.
You guys
Definitely.
too.
Definitely.
We definitely have to get together. On
We can
something.
collaborate a little bit. We'll figure
I
something
mean,
out.
either on behind the camera or putting me in front of the camera. Either or, I'm good.
Yeah, brother.
Something. Yeah, we gotta do something.
But if you're behind the camera and you end up in front of the camera, isn't that bad?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna make sure.
We're
you know,
gonna one or the other
Actually,
on that one.
you know what? I would prefer to work in front of the camera with you guys
Oh, awesome.
because I don't want to be the fly in the ointment on that team. Well, especially after being done with Runaway and having the team that I have.
Yeah.
It would be very difficult for somebody who's kind of an outsider to that to step in and
have a whole new team.
have
basically.
a whole new team,
Yeah,
a whole new
definitely.
dynamic. So,
Definitely.
but I would work with you guys in a minute.
Oh,
We'd have
well,
a
thank
blast.
you.
We'd have fun.
Well, good for some of those scenes. We'll just have them bring the whole team in for that. 4 hours.
We'll get it down.
Thank
it
you,
was a
guys.
pleasure.
No, thank you.
Oh, wait, no, I want to play a game. I want to play my game.
Oh, no.
One more game.
Oh,
One more
shit.
game.
Cringy.
One more game. Listen to the music.
Cringe
Here's the
alert.
music. The music's coming in. Listen.
What the hell?
Not that music.
Oh.
It's a game show music.
Why would
Yeah.
you say at the same time? Game show music. Oh, no, he's going to do Brett.
The last big three. That's what we're going to play. The last big three. I'm Brett Armstrong, and today we're going to play the last big three. Our special contestant today is Ralph. Ralph, welcome to the last big three.
Yeah, we're sorry.
It's all good.
And nor do we know. All I know is Brad
I made this up
Armstrong
on the way here. So Brett Armstrong here. Today we're going to We're going to be working with you on 3 questions.
All righty.
That I want you to answer truthfully.
Oh,
that way,
boy.
if you do have to come through this, you're going to know exactly what you're going to do if, in fact, it is your last day on this planet.
Okay. Let's do it.
Question number 1. What would be the last thing you would eat on your last day on Earth?
Tacos.
Great answer. Let's give it to him.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
Absolutely.
answer.
Carne asada tacos.
Oh, even better.
With plenty of hot sauce.
Carne
You're
asada.
such a good friend, Chuck. Chuck's playing along. I'm not listening. He told me
On
to
the
play
last day
along.
on the planet, Ralph. What would be the last movie or show you would watch?
Aliens.
Great answer. Come on, give it to Ralph. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And finally, for the last big three, Ralph, what would be the last song you would want to hear?
Probably the song that my wife and I first danced to at our wedding. My new wife, not my ex-wife. 'Cause
Disclaimer.
fuck her.
That's a correct answer.
It's I don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith.
Oh, good one.
That was the first song we danced to at our reception after
That's
we
an
got married.
awesome
That's
song.
Armageddon.
Does she know that you remember that?
Yes.
Oh,
Because every time it comes on the radio, I'm like, "This is our song," and she kind of rolls her eyes at me. I'm like,
don't
Kind of like I roll my eyes at you, Aaron.
even when I.
Like I am right now.
big eye roll.
Cringy.
Thank you for playing the
Thank
last
you,
big
Aaron.
three,
Thank you, Aaron.
Ralph.
Thanks.
Chuck, what do we have for him?
Absolutely.
A brand new oven mitt.
maybe another cup of coffee.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Do
Ralph,
you want to
thanks for-
stay awake for more of this conversation?
Shit, I'm good.
Hey, it's the last big three. What are you going to do? You know, I
Hey,
didn't
Chuck,
want to have.
We can go do something else and leave these guys up
I
here.
just
and
didn't
we
want to
can
have
just
cheesy
have a
questions. When someone
4-hour
goes, "What's your
podcast.
favorite movie?" No one knows what their favorite movie fucking is. You've seen too many movies. You can't pick one. It's too hard.
I know this.
Right.
But if it was your last day on Earth, and it was the last thing you wanted to watch, it's a lot easier, right?
Okay.
It's easier. Like right now, I'd want to watch Cobra Kai.
Oh, for the love
course.
of
Dear God. You know what? I should introduce you to my ex-wife. You guys would get along great.
And I don't want to miss a thing, even if I dream.
She sounds
of
an
you.
awful lot like his ex-wife, actually. And you guys are like twin souls.
Oh my God. Thank you guys very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
It was a
Thank you
pleasure.
for
There's our
coming.
movie.
It was a pleasure.
A pleasure meeting you, man. Good
Yeah,
job.
it
I
was
can't wait to see
fun.
your movie. Close it out, Sam? Close this out?
Okay.
Or where can we find you, Ralph? Is there
Yeah.
anywhere people can find you that you
Find
want
me
to...
on Facebook.
Facebook? Okay.
Ralph
It's the only
Smith?
place I am right now.
All right, brother.
Just
Ralph
stalk you
Smith,
personally. Do you have
everybody.
any professional things you want to push? Nothing? Okay.
Why do we promote
I have an
stalking on
IMDb
this?
page.
Okay.
I used to be on all the social media, but I was like, screw that.
You're on Facebook. Okay. And your movie's called Runaway, and that will be
Runaway.
out... What's your prediction?
In January.
In January.
January.
So Runaway will be out in January. And follow that one because I think that's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good job,
Check it
man.
out,
Proud of you
everybody.
guys.
All
Ralph
right.
Smith, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Chuck, you want to close this out? Yeah, you haven't closed it. You haven't closed this out in a while. Sam has been doing it. Last
have
3
been
episodes.
doing
You
it.
close it out. Give us a give
Don't
your
look at me like that.
I always close us out.
All right,
And then
bro.
she
Close
throws
us
into
out.
that. Okay, fine.
gonna
Ralph,
let
thank
you
you
do
for joining us for a cup of coffee and a conversation.
Thank you, Chuck.
Oh, boy.
I like it when you whisper. So, for the end of the show today, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I'd like to thank you for coming into my house. I hope that you can hear me all right and that this isn't bothering you. I would like to also state that Aaron smells funny today, and Sam has had a piece of lettuce in her teeth the entire time.
Fuck off,
we've
Jeff.
been. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't eat salad.
I do too.
There's not enough meat in it for you. Would you like some more meat, Sam? As we continue to go to the close of our evening, I'd like to everybody to wonder what the fuck I was talking about, and to remember to think hard, because you're thinking anyway. And see you soon.
Great. Now no one's going to ever be our guest again.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the show. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on Around the Reel, please reach out to us at our website. That's www.cccentertainmentgroup.com. There you can send us a message, and if you're an artist or creative or just want to get on the show and start talking about a bunch of shit like we do, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to have you. And if you also need other realms to find us in this wonderful Silicon Valley of what we call social media, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us all there. And we have a page on YouTube that we're just getting started as well. And also, if you do want to watch our feature film, you can find that on Amazon Prime right now. That movie is called The Outrider. It's our first major feature film that we did. We have a bunch more coming, but please watch that one. Let us know what you think. And anyway, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We got more shorts coming for you, so talk to you soon.